Welcome back to No Contest. More than just a behind-the-scenes series, it's Stab and Red Bull's deep dive into the cultural richness, the unique charm, and the radical local characters that make each of the 11 stops on the World Championship Tour special. There's too many knives out here.
Yo, what up? This episode, No Contest, learn how to make posts on crew. Local legend, TAHURAI Henry. Come along.
On this episode of No Contest, we're headed to the 7th stop on the World Championship Tour, Tahiti. From South Africa, it's halfway across the world. From Sydney or Los Angeles, it's an 8 to 9 hour flight to Papeete on Tahiti Nui, then an hour drive to Tahiti Iti, and the end of the road, Teahupo'o, one of the heaviest and most perfect waves in the world. Welcome to Tahiti. This is the tallest and largest island of the French Polynesian chain. We're gonna go get a better look at Teahupo'o from this little mountain ridge right above the lagoon and see if we can get a lay of the land. Oh God! The tallest and largest island in French Polynesia, Tahiti was first seen by Europeans in the 1500s. Over the next 300 years, the island's mannered communal culture, lush green volcanic mountains, and gorgeously tanned locals captured the imaginations of the French. What Hawaii is to the US, Tahiti is to France. And in 1946, Tahiti became an official French overseas territory. Today, they speak both French and Tahitian, while the mixture of the two cultures has resulted in something entirely its own. Next to South Africa, Tahiti remains at the top of the list of favorite stops on the world tour. While many international surf spots have become overdeveloped with hotels and vacation rentals, Teahupo'o remains an incredibly humble little village. There's literally one restaurant, The Snack, and most surfers stay with local host families in so-called homestays, idyllic, humble little homes along the point, and return each year to their extended Tahitian families.
You're clapping, man. Everyone.
I pronounce Teahupo'o the same way you guys just said it.
Yeah, some people say Teahupo'o.
Teahupo'o.
Chopes.
Teahupo'o.
Teahupo'o.
I think I nailed that.
Teahupo'o.
Teahupo'o.
It has to be said Teahupo'o. Teahupo'o, you know? If you don't pronounce it well, it's like disrespecting the place almost.
So if you look over my right shoulder, you can see the marina all the way to the far north. The road sort of winds through here. There's a few houses along the way where everyone stays. And then you get to the very end of the road right at the river mouth. There's the only restaurant in town, The Snack. And then you cross a beautiful little bridge right into the point, which is where all the houses, where the families host all the surfers when they're here in town for the contest. Most of the surfers have stayed in the same house here on the point for probably the last 5-10 years, however long they've been on tour. They're like extended families here in Tahiti. And then right in front of the whole thing is Chopes. There's probably no more radical spot for spectating surfing than the Teahupo'o Channel. Swells march in out of deep water and hit the wide South Reef before bending into the notorious West Bowl, just a few meters from the boats jockeying for the best view. One thing to know, you mistime a kick out and you'll find yourself copping the right on the head over Bone Dry Reef. It'll send you into the dreaded lagoon just underneath the judges' tower. Here's the Chopes champ, Owen Wright, on one of Finals Day's best waves.
It's the scariest 4-foot wave I've ever seen.
I can for sure the scariest.
When it's 4 foot, it's super square, and then when it's like 10 foot, it's super square.
It can be 4 feet tall and like 8 feet wide.
Yeah.
Those 6-footers that hit inside ledge are most of the time the most shallow ones. And I've seen more people get hurt on those than on the big days.
And I'm not making out I surf at giant, but I've surfed at, 6 foot plus, and I've never been held down so long in my life.
Because when you paddle, you see that negative drop, and then you see all the reef like smiling for you. And then you're just like, okay, I go.
It looks like tomorrow is going to be huge. And it looks like they're going to run the trials all day, so we're going to go cruise around town. Everybody's buzzing, talking about the forecast. A lot of guys are out getting a warm-up session in, but we're going to go see what everybody thinks about this next massive swell and get a feel for this little town at the end of the road.
Ask your questions.
How does this place feel compared to Hawaii? as far as like just being on land and
It feels like
development.
what Hawaii was probably in the early days. Although this island is older, and that's why you have these big lagoons and the big reef passes, the island's slowly sinking. Certain parts of like Oahu, for instance, have that, but it's still a younger island. It just doesn't have the lagoons most of the way around. But if as close as Waterworld, the movie, like this is it, literally. Like people, oh, I'm gonna run to the grocery store, they take their boat, not their car.
Yeah.
Like they live on the water. They live and breathe the water. So it's pretty rad. There's been some insane swells already this season for the boys, but this one looks pretty damn perfect as far as what you'd want for a very big paddle swell with tow sets coming through throughout the day. I think those are the best ones. But this swell, if the wind's good, everything's good. It looks as good as any paddle swell I've been down here for. So we're pretty psyched. I can't believe it's gonna be on the days of the trials. Always nerve-wracking. I always get nervous. Tons of anxiety, but it gets to a point where you're like, let's just get the day over with. And then you have fun. You're soaking cold beer at the end. So I want to be at the cold beer tomorrow.
You want to get there?
Yeah. I want to get there.
That's what a good engine sounds like.
There she goes. Gotta get her warm.
Massive. Wonderful run. They're already towing, and the swell's supposed to peak in 3 hours. How are they supposed to run 12 hours of paddle heats? People are gonna die. Let's see how we go. They thought they were gonna run the trials this morning. There's like 15-foot tow sets coming in every 20 minutes in between some like pretty solid paddle sets on the second reef. And they just called it off, so there's gonna be a free surf session for the next probably 6 hours that should be pretty mind-blowing. We'll see who wants to have a go at it.
I just disconnected a little bit. When I landed, it was like way too much impact. I fell off. And then like my boss was just like belly sliding, looking up like, no.
Did you get lit up?
Yeah, I got lit up. Got pressed to the bottom and then I just fucking gnarly. Not user friendly, as I'd say. Not user friendly at all.
Remember meeting EIMEO on last year's episode? All the locals told us that the 16-year-old was going to be gnarly, but this year he blew everyone away, paddling huge ones in between the tow sets and holding his own amongst the star-studded pack.
Big as it gets for paddling, but then you can't paddle because it's too big. I don't know, you can get the biggest wave of your life out there paddling to death. No. It's no joke.
Mayhem, jet skis, people, boats, scary. We just had a collision. Your boat just ran into ours.
full day of macking jokes, we headed back to TAHURAI Henry's homestay, one of the favorite houses on the point, to learn how to make poisson cru, one of Tahiti's staple dishes.
You know how we've got like the Hells Angels and the Coffin Cheaters? Well, there's a really gnarly gang right here in Tahiti. They're called the poisson cru.
I would describe it as raw fish soaked in coconut milk.
It's the coconutty sweetness and grinds, and the fish is always fresher when it's in Tahiti.
This dish is called the poisson cru. It's basically the main Tahitian dish that a lot of people know. It's based on fresh tuna, sliced with salt water and lime, with a little bit of veggies, adding with coconut milk. So it's like a ceviche, but with coconut water on top. I'll show you guys how to do it the way I like it. These lines, you can see the main lines here. Yeah. You gotta hit it pretty hard.
Oh, you're hitting it not even the sharp end.
No. You don't.
Roll in.
The only thing that you gotta do is
Crack it.
Someone wants to try?
Yeah. Ashton wants to try.
Okay, Ashton. You hold it from under like that.
Stitch me up.
And when you hit it quick. Bah!
Yeah, with purpose.
Yeah, don't hit this on your head, huh?
Okay.
The main vein. Found it.
On the main line. Little. Yep, you see?
Oh, that sounds good.
Another one. Boom.
Whoa! Yeah, first try, no big deal.
Perfect. Wrong one.
Get in there, Bass.
Yeah, Bass. Your turn. Your turn, quiet boy. This is the next step. You want to grate the most meat you can out of the nut.
It's a proper educational experience.
Yeah. Yeah, Ashton. Killing it.
Are you getting any?
Local boy right there.
You make it look so easy. You got that. It's all technique, huh?
It had like almost a sound and rhythm to it.
Get in here, Bass. Try this.
I want to try it out.
Okay, now we're done with the coconuts. We got them all grated, and we're ready to squeeze. You just go like a little hand like that, in the middle. Close everything. And you squeeze, my friend. Whoa. The main veggies that you put in poisson cru are onions, tomatoes, carrots, and cucumbers. These ingredients are the ones that you want to have in your poisson cru. So next is pouring the coconut milk in the raw fish that are already with veggies. Wow.
It just looks so fresh.
We're gonna put 2 limes for a start, and then we're gonna try. So it's just that mix of lime, coconut milk, and salt that you gotta find the right amount of each ingredients.
And it's all by taste.
Yeah. With the hands is always more tasty. Now, Ashton, I want you to put your seatbelt. Give me your hand. And taste this.
Holy shit. That is so good. The flavor in that is next level. It's like so rich.
Okay, smash it.
Down days are beyond mellow when Chopu isn't macking. Surfers mission a few waves nearby, they dive the reef, spearfish, and play a lot of cards. But more often than not, even at 3 to 4 feet, Chopes is one of the most fun, if still punishing waves on the planet. that's it for No Contest Tahiti. From here we're heading to California, but not before I get a little taste of chopes myself. We're gonna see if there's such a thing as a playful day out there. Wish me luck. We'll see you in California.
Hi everyone, I'm Michel Bourez. Welcome to the Red Bull Surfing YouTube channel. So this is the best place to get all the content from Red Bull, Airborne, All In, 21 Days, and No Contest. Click here to subscribe and click over here to see the latest Red Bull content.